Hey guys, what's up, how's it going? My name is Robin, and inside today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I made over $1,000 with Wealthsimple trade over the past year or so. So in today's video, we're going to be covering quite a bit, and I've kind of structured this video to be in a way that it's really helpful for beginners. And before we get kind of further throughout the video, one thing I want to say really quickly is that this video is not based on day trading. This channel, actually, we don't even talk about any of that stuff. We're not going to talk about small cap stocks. We're not going to talk about penny stocks. We're going to be focusing on good quality Canadian dividend stocks and whatnot. And that's kind of the focus of this video, and that's the focus of this channel. And I just want to show you guys like how if you buy good quality stocks and you invest in the stock market, how that money can start to grow over time. So that's the main focus of this video. So the first thing we're going to do really quickly is I'm going to go over the portfolio, and we'll show you guys the total dollar value, and I'll show you guys how my stocks have been doing since we actually first started the portfolio way back in January of 2020. Alright guys, so just really quickly here before we go any further inside the video, I just want to give you guys a quick little update on the portfolio. So we'll go over the total value of the portfolio. So over the past year or so, we started investing, like I mentioned a couple times already, in January of 2020. So it's been about 12 to 13 months or so, going on our 14th month inside the portfolio. So here's the total value. So we managed to go from $0 to $19,174 inside of our TFSA. And over the past day, our stocks are down negative $54, which is about 0% or so. Over the past day, over the past week, our stocks are up 1%, so a little bit of an increase in the stock market over the past week. And over the past month, our stocks are up about 1%, which is $265. Over the past 3 months, our stocks are up quite a bit. This is where we've seen a good chunk of our growth was over the past 3 months, and specifically towards the end of 2020, in the beginning of 2021, we're up 6%, which is about $1,000 inside the portfolio. So as you guys can see, pretty decent growth. Over the past year, we're up $1,329, and if you go all time, the portfolio is up 8%, which is $1,347 since we first started investing in January of 2020. And before we go any further, I just want to say really quickly, guys, if you guys are enjoying this video, please do me a big favor and like and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to follow alongside with me as I build out this dividend-based portfolio. And like I said, this channel really is focused at beginners. So if you're a beginner investor, we do a lot of content based around that. And the other thing I want to mention really quickly is if you guys are brand new to Wealthsimple Trade, or if you guys need somebody's referral link, I'll stick my links in the description of this video so you guys can use that to grab your $10 to invest for free. So I think it's pretty important to talk about my portfolio and my journey as an investor really quickly here before we talk any more about my dividend stocks and whatnot. I started investing way back in, actually built this portfolio way back in January of 2020. And that's when I first started this YouTube channel, and I was kind of like documenting my journey along the way. And I made a lot of mistakes, but the one thing I did really well and that worked out really well for me is I picked like good, solid quality stocks. And that's the main focus of this channel. And I really recommend beginners do the same, because then you're not making mistakes. And even if you do make mistakes, they're not really going to impact your portfolio because you're investing in good quality companies that tend to grow with the stock market. And because there might be a lot of beginners watching this video, I'm just going to do a quick little update on some of the companies that we hold inside this portfolio. So as you guys can see, my focus is on good quality, name brand, high quality stocks that have a strong history of growth, and stocks that are just doing well with maybe some riskier picks here and there. But at the end of the day, the bulk of the portfolio is in good quality stocks here. So we have stocks like Algonquin Power and Utilities. We have Brookfield Infrastructure Property Partners. Brookfield Infrastructure Partners. I always get those two confused because I used to hold the other one inside my portfolio. Canadian National Railway. And I know a lot of you guys, if you guys are beginners, you might be overwhelmed, but my advice is just pick like 1 or 2 companies, kind of go with that, maybe with an ETF, and then kind of slowly build it over time. And that's kind of what we've done. If you watch my older videos, every single week I'd kind of just pick a company until I had about 5 or 10 companies with a good solid quality ETF or two, and that's kind of how I built the portfolio out to be where it is now. We have stocks like Enbridge, which have done pretty good for us actually, Fortis, H&R REIT, which is some of the more riskier side of the portfolio. We have Manulife, RioCan to get some extra monthly dividend income, Transalta Renewables, Severia Corp, Shaw Communications, TELUS Corp, TD Bank, and then we have our big ETFs here at the bottom, which is VDY and VFE. VFE is the S&P 500 index, so that's getting our US growth stocks in there. It's going to really help grow the portfolio in terms of growth, as well as dividend growth. The S&P 500 actually has a lot of dividend growth. A lot of people don't really realize that, but it does. And then we have VDY, which is our Canadian version of an ETF, basically like the Canadian version of the S&P 500 kind of, but it's more focused on dividend stocks. So we have like our good quality dividend stocks, and that's also a big chunk of the portfolio here. As you guys can see here, these two ETFs take up the base of the portfolio. And then we have some good quality individual stocks as well. So fast forward over the past 12 months, here we are today, sitting at February of 2021. So the portfolio is just over a year old, and all these results I'm showing you guys are basically around, I'd say about a year or so worth of investing. And if there's one tip I'd give you guys that kind of really helped me out, especially, and this worked out really well for me, continues to work well, it's all about consistency. When investing in the stock market, especially investing the way I invest, it's all about putting money in on a regular basis. So, the more often you can put money in, the better. And I also want to recommend for beginners to really start off slow. Start off slow with maybe a little bit of money here and there. You don't have to go crazy and put in like your life savings in the stock market. You could put like $100 a week or $100 a month kind of thing, or $500 a month, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Start off slow, build that consistency, get that habit of putting money in on a regular basis, and then over time you can grow and expand those deposits. And as you guys know me, I'm all about kind of building up my dividend income as much quickly as possible. So for me, I'm pretty much every single day putting money into my portfolio. I basically check my bank account, I check my earnings, I check my referrals from Wealthsimple Trade, and any free cash that I have on a daily basis, I stick into my account because I'm pretty hardcore like that. You guys don't have to do this, but for the sake of like investing and doing my case study whatnot, that's kind of the approach I'm doing, and because I want to make as much money as quickly as possible. And at the end of the day, I know it can be challenging for you guys to kind of wrap your head around this or think about the idea of maybe saving a couple extra $100 a month. But I promise you guys, if you do it now, that consistency will definitely pay off in the end. There's nothing like seeing your portfolio grow up over time or getting like those regular dividend payments on a regular basis. It just feels so good. And one thing I really like to track when it comes to these dividend stocks, and one thing that really helps me do is kind of get in my head, kind of ignore the stock appreciation, because stock appreciation goes up and down all the time, right? But the dividends are 100% income. You're always going to get paid an actual dollar value for your dividends. And of course, I'm reinvesting my dividends because that's the best way to do dividend investing. But what I wanted to do was just kind of track that dividend growth over time and show you guys how it really starts to add up. So here's the dividend income on a monthly basis inside a portfolio. So obviously in the beginning, we were making like a couple pennies, a couple bucks, and then it just slowly started growing to the point where it was like $10, $20, $40, $50, and it's kind of hovering around there, but you see that slow kind of increase over time, and that's the focus of the portfolio. So we can feel good about the fact that our stocks are growing in stock appreciation and value, but we can also feel good about the fact that our dividend income is growing on a regular basis, and that's the main reason why I like dividend stocks. You guys can see here that I kind of keep track of the monthly income, and then I keep track of the total dividends we've earned. So the total dividend income from this portfolio since we started investing is $337. So if you combine that with the stock appreciation, we get kind of that $1,000 increase that I mentioned before this video. But really, you could take that $1,000 and replace it with whatever kind of placeholder you want, depending on how much. If you have less invested than I have, or if you have more, that number might be bigger. But I just want to show you guys that you can actually grow your income relatively easy if you invest in a good quality stocks in the stock market, and you be patient, and you just try to avoid like the all the hype stocks that people like to talk about. So one of the biggest things I think that hold people back from investing in the stock market is the fact that a lot of people get scared, or they have this fear of the unknown, right? They're not sure like if they're going to invest in a company or a stock that's going to do well, and is it going to be worth it kind of thing. So one of the best ways I think to kind of combat this and just kind of feel good about your investments is, number one, invest in good quality companies like I've shown and talked about already. But consider investing into ETFs or an index fund, things like the S&P 500 or some kind of like VDY, Canadian based ETF, that has a lot of good quality stocks. These ETFs just grow over time. In the long run, they never lose value. They're always growing. These companies are always, increasing their dividends. They're always increasing their value. So it's a very consistent, and you get rid of a lot of that risk, so to speak, that is associated with investing. So ETFs are great for beginners. In fact, I, even as somebody who's been investing for a while now, I still use ETFs, and I probably will forever use them inside my portfolio because I think it's just a nice feel good way to invest your money. And to further give you guys some inspiration about how that dividend growth does grow over time, here I went back way to the beginning of the portfolio. Here's the actual dividends we were getting on a regular basis from our different stocks and ETFs. As you guys can see, it was like 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents. We didn't start getting $1 till like April, and then we started getting some dollar payments here and there. Then that slowly increased to like $2, $3, and then I'm just gonna kind of skip ahead here really quickly so you guys can just kind of get a little bit of an idea of how this works. So $2, once again, you can see that dividend income starting to grow. We got $11 payment in December of 2020 from VDY, and that money just kept growing and growing. And as you guys can see here, like $5, $8, $11. a couple $1, $19, $6, $5, $13. So it really does start to add up as you invest more in the market, and that dividend income just slowly keeps coming in and keeps growing, and you keep reinvesting those dividends, and you just keep that big snowball effect that people talk about. And one other thing I want to talk about really quickly before we go any further that a lot of people don't realize is that stock appreciation changes a lot on a regular basis. You know, with the dividend income, you're getting the dividends pretty much no matter what, as long as you're investing in good quality companies for the most part. But stock appreciation does kind of go up and down, and I do want to document this because this is something people just don't pay attention to. So if you go over the past year, here's the portfolio here. And you guys can see that it's been slowly growing. Since we started this portfolio in 2020, we didn't get hit really hard by the pandemic. We didn't get hit too hard in this portfolio because, you know, it was still pretty small. We did see a bit of a dip here, as you guys can see in March, but after the dip kind of happened, we were just on a steady growth inside the portfolio. So we kind of got lucky with that. But in the future, you know, maybe like 5 years from now, if there is like another big dip, we could see those stocks go down a lot. So I just want to let you know that you're going to get ups and downs inside your portfolios, and it's kind of normal. So this is another reason why I say like start off slow and slowly, you know, add more money as time goes on, so you can get used to those ups and downs. So you're not freaking out whenever we get a pandemic or something big happens. And one of the big reasons why I like dividend stocks is the fact that they're consistent. You can rely on that income on a regular basis. You know, when everybody was freaking about like earlier in March of 2020, you know, when the pandemic hit, everybody was freaking about their stocks. Some people were selling, some people were getting crazy. I just kind of set in the back of my head, well, I know this is going to happen. I know we're going to weather the storm and things will increase over time. We can all kind of, you know, think that, and that's a logical way to look at it. But when things are dropping emotionally, sometimes you can get a little bit crazy. So the way I like to think about it is, at least with dividend stocks or stocks that are focused on dividend income, at least you're getting money on a regular basis. So when everybody's portfolios were going down, I was still getting those dividends. I was still getting that income, and that made me feel good about that. So that's another big reason why I prefer dividend stocks overall inside my portfolio. And the stocks I really like to focus on are the stocks that not necessarily have a high dividend yield, but stocks that have a decent dividend income as well as good quality dividend growth in the past, so it's most likely going to happen in the future, and also stocks that have potential to grow in terms of stock appreciation as well. I think if you take those two things, like the stock growth and the stock dividend growth, you get it like a nice good quality stocks that give you the best of both worlds. I think this is the key to maximizing returns in the long run. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys found some value. Once again, if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys want to follow sign with me as I do like these videos and these case studies, and I grow my dividend income and I show you guys, you know, the stocks I'm buying and whatnot, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. So if you guys enjoyed this content, you guys want more videos to watch, I'll link to some more videos here on the side. You guys can click those end screens if you guys want to follow along and watch some more of my other pieces of content that I've made. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Have yourself a good day, and I'll see you guys later.